Well, according to my calculations here, the fact that you clicked on this video means that you are a logician. So congrats! As the name implies, logicians are among the most inventive and creative personalities, and many of the greatest scientists and philosophers of our history happen to be logicians. And based on the Myers-Briggs test, the 4 personality traits that really define who you are is the fact that you are introverted, intuitive, thinking, and prospecting. And that 4th part is key. The fact that you are prospecting and not judging typically means you are a lot more open-minded than the other people in the architectural column. You tend to be more novel with your ideas, and you generate them typically quicker than you can even write them down. And a fun fact, out of the 16 personality types, logicians are the most likely to become professional video gamers. Wait, so you're saying I can finally become a Fortnite streamer? Yeah, I don't think that game is in anymore. Dang. Guess I'll stick to Madden. Ugh, I hate Mountain Dew. Stick to water, kids. Now we'll cover some of the greatest strengths that you logicians have and some of the comparisons that distinguish you from the other 15 personalities. For starters, you guys are tremendous abstract thinkers. You tend to view the entire world we live in as an interconnected machine, and you're very good at seeing the individual parts and how they work off of each other. This is a great strength that leans into your strong problem-solving abilities and your very logical, very thoughtful process that you do when you're thinking. Additionally, you tend to be a very enthusiastic personality. Even though you're introverted, when you meet someone else who has similar interests to yourself, that's when you find yourself talking the most, and when you have a tremendous amount of excitement talking about your ideas and kind of sharing and bouncing off. You love the process of brainstorming. And ultimately, you tend to be a very honest person. You believe that truth is the most important thing because all of your logical objectivity in your mind has told you that, and that makes you a very trustworthy friend and a very capable family member. However, as with any of the other 16 personalities, there are some certain things you struggle with from time to time, and many of these may be relating to your struggles that you're dealing with during this kind of quarantine time, so to speak. So now we'll cover some of those and give you some helpful tips to kind of make this stay a little bit easier. By nature, you may find that you are a very private and withdrawn individual, so this kind of isolation we're dealing with could feel a little lonely from time to time, even if you don't absolutely love social interactions and large social gatherings. You may be longing for the connections that the college campus has offered you. It is common in these times of elevated stress for logicians to forget some of that self and mental health care and that self-care, so you might be finding it's harder to remember to eat your meals, you may be skipping them, not getting enough water, not getting enough sleep. So here are some suggestions to kind of help make that process a little bit easier. For one, I recommend picking up a new hobby, specifically cooking, because it kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone. Cooking is a very creative process and it allows you to also be very deliberate in your processes. So pick up some recipes, scroll through Pinterest, come up with some ideas and things that you might love to cook, because not only does it make sure you're eating and getting good nutrition, but it's also satisfying that creative energy that your mind is filled with. Take me, for example. I've spent these last few days trying to perfect the omelet. Or you can master the pancake flip. Woohoo! Oh no. So really just go for it and try to immerse yourself in these new hobbies. You know it can be difficult, but try not to second guess yourself. Make sure you're keeping organized with your school studies and everything else that may be causing some stress. But ultimately, at this time of elevated concern, it can be very therapeutic to have something you can dig into. And the biggest thing I encourage you to do is kind of keep an active mind, and however you want to interpret that is up to you, but really just keep yourself busy, because the most therapeutic thing that a logician can do is live in this kind of idea factory that you carry with you all the time. That is your biggest strength, and that's what's going to get you through this difficult time. And as Albert Einstein, perhaps the most famous logician of our time, once famously said, "Learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow. The important thing is to never stop questioning." Logicians, thank you so much for listening. I hope some of this information was helpful for you. If you're looking for any more additional resources, I encourage you to look through the next few slides for some fun activities related specifically to you logicians. Otherwise, if you want more general stuff, I have a few resources linked on the final slide of this presentation. And I just appreciate you guys listening. And remember, logicians, just like a trusty calculator, you are always something that we can count on.